Hey YouTubers, welcome back, and we are building Lego. So in case you're wondering where you are, you're on Barker's workshop. Normally we work with Nerf guns here, we mod them, we review them, and we look at the internals of them, but we're building Lego right now. Okay, so where we left off in the previous episode, we were building, let me just quickly see, I think it was bag number 6 we just completed, yes. And we are going with baggy number 7. Alright, so both cameras are rolling. Hopefully you can see me, and hopefully you can see me as well. Let's get going. Okay, so first step, I've already assembled the R2D2. Oh. What did I call him? R2D2, C3PO. I've assembled the C3PO, and I've taken the opportunity to already compare him to one of my other C3POs that I've got here in the back, and I can tell you he's exactly the same. There's nothing different, there's nothing special, there is not a single pixel that is unique or different on this C3PO. Alright, back to the set, and we are turning it upside down. Oh. This just came loose. Okay, and so we need this little circle. What am I in need of now? I need one of those little black ball joints like this. Oh no! No, don't do that. So that goes in from this end, and then 2 of these. Okay. That simply, by the looks of it, just pushes in there. That is correct. And we are done with that step. Page. Okay, so we are building a cannon. We're building the laser cannon that goes on the bottom, or the laser turret. You know, where Han Solo and Luke was firing at those TIE fighters, those cannons. Okay, and we need one of those ball joint thingies, and one of these. Cool, and one of these. Okay, then we're connecting 4 of these cone type blocks. And we are close to completing the turret. I checked what these are. They look like ski poles or something. I'm not exactly sure what they are. I've never seen them before, but they are used here as basically as laser turrets. Okay, just like that, and connects here at the bottom. So how many of you actually watched my previous episode 6? Because I went into, well, probably not a lot of detail, but I went into a bit of detail about the Millennium Falcon and why it's considered a freighter, and whether you can actually still really consider it a freighter in today's time. If you haven't watched it, go and watch it. It was one of my favorite videos up to now to record, and it was very clean and light-hearted. Some of my videos in the beginning was very difficult to get into because I was ranting a bit, to be honest. Okay, so we're done. We're paging. Okay, and now we are building the legs on which the Millennium Falcon will be standing. Okay, so now we need one of these. 2 of those. We need one of those axle thingies, because that goes in like that, and like that, and on the other side as well. And now I need these. and it's like so. And where does this go now? Okay, okay, so it goes over here. Cool, done. So tell me, have you heard about this theory? I'm not sure if it's a theory anymore or whether it's been confirmed, that you might see me looking there at Jar Jar revealed as a Sith Lord. I don't know if you've ever seen that on YouTube. For those that haven't, please go and watch. It's so mind-blowingly interesting. The fact that the first episode 1 was the Phantom Menace, and in Phantom Menace we get introduced to that irritating character Jar Jar Binks, and the story goes that there was such a backlash from the fans that George, Mr. Lucas himself, changed the plans that he had for Star Wars. Okay, so originally the idea was that Jar Jar was going to be the Sith Master Lord. Okay, don't believe me? It sounds ridiculous, right? But it's all in the name, the Phantom Menace. So Phantom is something that you can't really see, you struggle to observe it, it's like a ghost. And a menace is something menacing. It's always mischievous, clumsy, that causes mischief. Okay. And so the idea was that Jar Jar was supposed to be the Phantom Menace, meaning this Sith menace that we didn't know about. It was all in the name. But there was also backlash that let me just see that Mr. Lucas changed his opinion on the character, and in the next episode we see that Count Dooku moves in. So if you don't believe me, the idea of Jar Jar Binks being a Sith Lord and being so clumsy is based on Kung Fu, where you get a special type of fighting style called the Drunken Monkey. I think it's called Drunken. Well, it's Drunken something. But basically it is that so Drunken Fist, I apologize. The idea is that the combatter, the guy performing the Kung Fu, to hide and mask his attacks, he pretends to be drunk. Okay, and so he stumbles around a lot, looks like he's making mistakes, but meantime he is doing it deliberately to hide his true objectives from his attacker or defender. Yeah. Oh, you get the idea. Let's just get this right. Just like that. And okay, so now I've told you about Drunken Fist. Now if you go and watch the Phantom Menace again, and go, please do, you see that the Gungan gets himself basically thrown out of his home because he's a menace, and somehow he gets himself with the Jedi and into the Senate, and he becomes a representative for his people. Okay. On top of that, there's a point where I think it's actually in episode 2 where this the what's his name, Senator Palpatine or Emperor Palpatine, it's Emperor or Senator, basically turns it into an empire. Okay, and the person that gives him that ability is Jar Jar Binks. So everybody's opposed to this idea. There's a big uproar going on there in the Senate, and the next moment Jar Jar Binks stands up and he waves his hands, and suddenly, just like that, everybody's aligned and they vote, and there you go, we've got the empire with executive powers. So tell me that's not very convenient. Alright, so okay. And that is why that is most likely true. Okay. But George didn't have Mr. Lucas didn't have the guts to actually go ahead with his plan, because he was concerned about the backlash. Other than Disney, he actually cared about the fans and his baby, the product. Okay, little mistake here, just to turn it around. But okay, so it didn't turn out that way, but it is fascinating. Just the fact that it could have been like that is fascinating. Even in Clone Wars, we see there's one episode where Jar Jar goes with what's her name again? Padme. He escorts her, and she gets herself into trouble, and only Jar Jar is able to save her. And he sneaks around in this castle, dressed like a Sith Lord, basically sneaking about, and he manages to rescue her. Also very interesting. Okay, next step. So I'm going to confirm we've done the legs. Yes. Sometimes I get so excited talking about Star Wars that I completely forget on what I'm busy with. Okay, so we are building this trapdoor now. As you can see here, this trapdoor obviously is just there for just to humor us. It's not like it's going to be usable. This Millennium Falcon is way too low to actually let the characters enter from the bottom. The UCS one, you can do it with that. The actual characters can walk in underneath the Falcon and enter like that. So yeah, would have loved the UCS. Unfortunately, I can't afford it. It's a little bit too pricey. But if any of you wish to donate it to me, I will gladly accept, and I will hang it there on that wall at that angle, and it will be awesome to display it. You say, how am I going to hang it? I'll figure out a way. That model must be displayed. Okay, so let's just see, what am I missing now? Nothing. This just clips in. Cool, done. Okay, so that goes in. So we still have a bit of a hole here. You can see it's there as well. Okay. So before I continue, let me just check the cameras, because they have failed me a few times. I've had a few bad luck where the recordings didn't work. Like, I'm not sure if you're noticing, this is actually the second time that I'm building this. Because I recorded this last night, and then I found that this iPhone 11 again didn't record. It's just the problems I'm having with the software that I'm using. Bit irritating, but I am sure that the guys from FiLMiC Pro will get their act together and fix it. We're building a bit of a smuggler babe here at the moment. So, what do you guys think of this new Star Wars movie that's coming out? I guess by the time you guys get this video, it would be out already. Just so I can give you my 2 cents or 10 cents. I am a bit concerned, but you know what? Disney's gone so far in buggering up the story. I mean, if they really screwed up now, there's not much more they can do to it, to be honest. Yeah, if you're wondering, I was not a fan of The Last Jedi. That was nonsense. Am I wrong in saying that this last one is called The Rise of Skywalker or something like that? All I'm hoping is that that means that Luke is returning. Okay, that's all I'm hoping for. But yeah, they buggered up The Last Jedi so badly that they are now having to bring back Palpatine into the story to bring the old fans back, because there's no way that the old diehard fans that have been following Star Wars through the years are gonna go and bother and see this last movie. I mean, Han's dead, Leia's dead, Luke's dead. Who remains? Only these new characters that we've got no real vested interest in. So the only thing they can do to bring us back is to bring Palpatine in, and now he's the super villain or something. And now we're like, what? How does that work? And that's something I want to know as well. How does that work? The whole idea with Palpatine dying was that Darth Vader brought balance to the Force. Okay, and now with Palpatine alive again, haven't they just undone what Anakin achieved, Darth Vader achieved in get this mounted. So haven't they just undone it? I mean, I'm a bit confused. Not sure that these Disney writers are really following the Star Wars saga or the lore. I think they're just making an action movie, to be honest. The more explosions there are, the more money they think they're gonna make. And if you look at Star Wars, the way it's been up to now, it's been a story about family, it's been a story about friends, it's been about the relationships between the characters. Yes, there's a big saga going on, but that's not what it's about. It's always been about the relationships. And I think that's what the writers are missing. They're just making an action-packed film. And yes, you'll make some money doing that, but you're missing the spiritual side that made Star Wars special. Okay, so I've put those pins in place. Please tell me if you agree or don't agree with me. I mean, this is going to be a longish video. I hope that somebody actually sits and watches this stuff at some point, and that I'm not just here sitting and talking to myself. So please, if you've watched up till now, just say hi Barker, how are you doing, or something like that, so I at least know that somebody's watching the stuff that I've recorded. Okay, well, I'm not sure what we're building here right now. Oh yeah, well, I know, sorry, I'm lying, I know. Okay, so that's that. And then this goes there. Okay, so we haven't gotten to it yet, but this is now supposed to be the area where these guys sit and they man the turrets, and so you slide it in here. The design is a little bit questionable, but I guess it works. Okay, so we're moving on now. So we're onto some cosmetics here. If you haven't followed up till now, I'm only applying the stickers at the end. It's just the way I work. Unless there is a specific location where it will be really difficult to get to the location to put the sticker. Otherwise, it will wait till the end. Okay, so this goes here. This goes here. So there's been obviously a few Star Wars blasters, Nerf blasters that are on the market. But they've been rather pricey. I guess that's due to the Star Wars special licensing, those license fees that Hasbro has to pay towards Disney just for using the Star Wars name and images. And to be honest, the blasters have not been that amazing. If anybody from Hasbro or Nerf is watching, guys, a few darts are not going to cost you that much. You can double up on the darts and you'll get a lot more traction from your fans. Giving you this exact amount of ammo that the blaster can take is just cheap. Right. So that goes there. And now I've got some hooks. That goes here. Is that the right way around? No, it's wrong. Just like that. Okay, then obviously sticker, and I don't care about stickers right now. Like that. Okay, have they ever mentioned what Yoda's race is called in Star Wars? I can't remember. I can remember back in, I think it was 2000 or 2001. When did episode 1 come out? It was way back then. There was another character from Yoda's race, and he was on the council of the Jedi, but I can't remember his name and I can't seem to find him. But I remember him, but he had a bit of a goofy look on his face. So I can remember when episode 1 came out, there was a time that they always kept the website updated of all the characters and the backstory and so forth. And I'm probably wrong, but I swear that I remember them naming Yoda's race. But I can't seem to find anything these days. But the reason I'm asking about this is because of the Mandalorian and this baby Yoda, because we've got no other way of naming it apparently. Okay, and let me see, where does this go? Cool, just like that. Moving on. Okay. And now I see people are now starting to talk about whether this baby Yoda is going to be a Sith Lord. That's an interesting one. I mean, he is not growing up with the Jedi, so he's not really being taught the ways of the Jedi. He's got access to the Force that we've already seen, and let's face it, the Mandalorian is not really a good role model. I'm not sure. I mean, maybe he is. I'm not sure. Would you like the Mandalorian to raise your kids? Yeah. But there does seem to be a connection, at least, between this baby Yoda and the Mandalorian. And I must tell you, I am actually enjoying this Mandalorian story. I am enjoying it. It is nice to watch a Star Wars movie a little bit without Jedi and lightsabers. It will probably come at a later stage, but it's nice to see it. I like the idea that we're seeing some of the other characters, like IG-88, that assassin droid up. almost went nuts when I saw it. Yeah, that was really cool. Okay, what now? Okay, so now this fits on the disc, like so. And I need to build this now, so I need 2 of these, 1 of that. But I've mentioned it in one of my previous videos that I made. Well, I think I did. I've lost a couple. I've mentioned that for how long is this Mandalorian gonna look after this Baby Yoda? I mean, at the pace that Baby Yoda is growing, the Mandalorian is gonna be an old man before Yoda, the Baby Yoda, reaches his teenage years. So, where are they going with the story? Unless if Yoda is a clone, okay, then I guess at some point growth hormones are gonna kick in and he's gonna just start to grow. Yeah. Curious, is it a clone of Yoda or is it just one of his species? And does this in any way tie into this new Star Wars movie? I mean, are we now going to see Baby Yoda or some reference to him in this new movie? Oh, got to add this somewhere. Oh, I skipped the entire page, and you guys don't even tell me. Okay. Something like that. Okay, and so we've got 2 spare blocks. Okay, and that clicks in. These things are gonna be very finicky. It's very fragile, and I have to be cautious that they don't break off. Okay, and so here this just fits in like that. Click, and we close the door, and there's our turret. It's a little bit that I fit it the wrong way around. Yes, I did. Okay, so it's not really centered. I wonder if there's any way to actually get it centered. But yeah, like I said, it's done. And where are we now? What's next? Okay, I'll put it into place. And we are continuing. Where do I get that now? Okay, just one last step. So I missed one step last night. Okay, so that goes around there now. Okay, I'm not sure. Where do I get that? Let me quickly look in the box. Here we go. Okay, so I found it, and let me just see. So this just clips in, am I right? Yes. Clips in on the outside. Just like that. Does it stand out a little bit? I think it must. Okay, where does this go now? Oh, I fitted these things wrong last time. The wrong way. It's facing the wrong side, wrong direction. It's like one direction, but just in the wrong direction. Okay. Cool. And that is done. And now you can see what it starts to look like. A little bit of bending there. but it's starting to form and start to look like the Millennium Falcon. And so there's our cannon, you can see it rotating, and the cannon at the bottom. Oh, okay, so it doesn't like rotating. Don't rotate me. Fix. Okay. Cool. Alright guys, so that is it for tonight. We've completed bag number 7 now. We're going to bag number 8. And look at that, there's another R2D2. That will probably be my 6th or 7th R2D2. They seem to be giving R2D2s away with every single set now. So the chances of it being a rare collectible character someday in the future is like 0. I guess thanks for watching, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe and like this video. Thanks, cheers.